Hey everyone, Alicia and I are back again today with another vlog about blogging actually. Today we're going to discuss a sometimes touchy topic. We're going to talk about sponsorship programs. Both Alicia and I have sponsorship programs on our blog, and we have had them for a little while, and occasionally we will have somebody come to us and ask when is it that I can start a sponsor program?
Yes.
So first, I think, just in case anyone doesn't know what a sponsorship program is, in the sidebar you'll see a number of ads. It's one of those ways. And those ads are paid ads to be there. I look at it two different ways. A sponsor program gives a blogger or a business a chance to advertise their blog or business, but it's also a way for that blog or business to show their support for the blog that they are on right now. And I think it is important to look at it those two ways, because I think far too often it becomes very one-sided or leans towards it's an advertising program.
I like the way you look at it as sort of like, I endorse this blogger.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I mean, you wouldn't sponsor a blog that you don't really enjoy all that much.
I would hope not.
Because you wouldn't feel like it was a good representation of your brand. People often say, when can I start my sponsor program? And I guess as a disclaimer, we've said this in the past, these are not the rules, it's just our opinions.
You won't get written up if you don't follow them. What we've discussed is there's really no set subscriber number for when you should start a sponsorship program, or if you should.
Yes.
I think that's the thing that people are looking for the most often, like a specific number where it's okay for them to start offering sponsorship.
The number doesn't exist.
No, there is no number. We think it's more like certain factors contribute to, like, whether you're ready to, whether you want to, whether you feel that you have the audience to offer that type of thing. And it's more when you feel that if you want to start a sponsorship program, it should probably be when you feel your blog is somewhat established. That's like sort of a vague term, but it sort of falls along, like we were saying before, the engaged readership. If you feel you really do have an engaged readership that would be interested in maybe learning about the blogs and shops that would be interested in sponsoring with you.
Yes, yeah. Also, if you have established, a fair amount of content, if you've been blogging for a while.
That's important.
I think that is important as well, because how are you going to establish an engaged readership unless you've been, creating some content for a little while anyway. And, to go along with the engaged readership, how do you know when you have that happening? It's when you, have a decent amount of comments on your posts happening. It's sometimes, you have a mix of the same people coming back and leaving comments and new people.
Yeah.
You
sometimes, yeah, it is. Neither one of us really like to look at our stats, but if you're thinking of doing sponsorship, maybe just take a little peek at your stats, see how many people are popping by every day, just to sort of get a feel for if you think it would be worthwhile for yourself to offer sponsorship, and as well worthwhile for the people that would potentially be sponsoring you.
Yeah. And we sort of talk, like, tiptoe around stats, because honestly, Alicia and I aren't fans of checking our stats, because I think, well, I know when I started blogging, I really, used that as a milestone or a way to grade how good of a blogger I was, and it was just not fair. There is no number high enough that will make me feel like I've done it. You need to find that within yourself.
And I think it's important to note, too, that we both did feel that way at the beginning, and so it is totally normal at the beginning to base, like, how well your blog is doing on how many followers you have. It's not, like, in the long run, it's not the best thing to do, but if you are feeling like those tendencies, it's not abnormal. Like, no, you're not strange.
No. So if you've gone through those things, you've established yourself as a blogger, you feel like you have an engaged audience, and you think, okay, I'm ready, then you need to decide, what kind of program am I going to offer? There's a lot of different programs that people have. A lot of people start out by offering free sponsorship. So people can place a free ad in the sidebar, but that shopper blog has to agree to do a giveaway at some point during that month.
Yeah. Another early starting thing is sometimes people will just offer to swap with other people.
Yes.
They'll just say, okay, I'm going to put up sponsor buttons, but they'll just be sort of like, you put up mine, I'll put up yours.
And you can approach other bloggers about it and say, this is what my program is. It's just swaps. It's not monetary based. Would you be interested in swapping? It's a guarantee that you will not hear back from some people, and it's not a personal thing.
No.
Try and approach bloggers with a similar amount of subscribers as you, and
yeah, people are more willing to swap if you have comparable
readership.
Right.
Yeah. And again, it's totally not personal.
No,
it
not
has nothing to do with
at
that.
all.
Yeah. A lot of bloggers will limit the number of sponsor spots they offer as well.
I usually limit the amount of swaps I'll do in a month as well, just to make sure it sort of evens out.
Other sponsorship programs I've seen out there are tutorial based, so sort of like the giveaway one, but instead the person agrees to do a tutorial on the blog to create content. I think that's actually, sometimes I think that's almost a better idea than the giveaways, because a giveaway is a post that's sort of relevant for however long the giveaway's open for, but a tutorial is relevant forever.
Yeah, you
and
can
it also
always
generates
go back.
traffic. Yeah, so
that's good.
Tutorials are a good thing.
Yeah, they are.
I guess two other ways that are sort of similar are trade for goods. So you can put an ad in my sidebar, but you have to send me something
Some
of
underwear.
comparable value. Send me underwear. No. And of course the other one, and a very popular one, is money. Yeah, so it's a cash transaction. So once you've decided what sort of sponsorship program you want, then what next?
You have to be very clear to the people who are interested what you're offering, like what type of program it is, as well as what they get when they sponsor you. What goes along with, if you're going to have different sizes, what goes along with each size. You don't want there to be confusion and people feel like they're being ripped off.
Right.
Luckily, I've never had instances with that. I think we're both pretty clear on what we offer, and this is what you get, and if you're interested, great, we would love to have you.
Yes. When I started my sponsorship program, the list of what I offered people was insane. And it was far too much.
You were doing their laundry, too.
I was doing their laundry, I would feed their kids, brush their teeth, it was fine, I would do it all. And I listed it in a very detailed manner, and I did my best to keep up with it. But when I realized that that was way too much, that I was filling up my Twitter feed with retweets and promotion, and it was just too much, then I scaled it back. But you make sure you do that as soon as you know that it's too much, and then you wait till the next month to start that new format. And so if you go to my sponsor page, I know that it's very clear. I'll say, this is what I'll do for you if you buy this ad, or this ad. And it is okay to change it. It's
definitely.
Totally fine.
Not like mid-month once you've already agreed to something, but the next month, put it up. This is what it's going to be. There's some changes to sponsorship.
And then lastly, once you've decided what program you're going to offer, what you're going to do to you know what I mean. Then make sure you have the time to devote to what you say you're going to do for people. But if you say you're going to do it, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Or have massive communication with that sponsor.
Yeah, you don't want anyone to feel neglected. On the flip side.
On the flippity flop. If this is sort of from my personal experience, when I was paying to sponsor a lot of vlogs, I found that I got to this point where I was sponsoring bloggers that I really loved. Like, I just felt like a connection with them, and I thought they were so cool, and if they were like near me in real life, I would just like want to be friends with them forever.
And lock them in your craft room.
Yeah. But it got to the point where I just couldn't afford it anymore. And also my expectations were a little bit unrealistic. I will admit that I thought I was going to sell out the contents of my shop and get 1,000 new subscribers, and that is not going to happen. No matter whose blog you sponsored, that is not going to happen.
No, it's a slow process. You might get more people visiting your blog, but it's not everyone is going to instantly fall in love with you and buy everything from your store.
And you're going to be the next big thing. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not that dramatic. It certainly is helpful, but it's not an overnight success sort of story. So I found that I wasn't getting the results that I was hoping for. I was spending a ton of money, and I was terrified that if I didn't keep renewing my ads that I would like insult these bloggers that I really liked. And finally I just had to step away, and I wrote a lot of emails where I was so sorry I couldn't do it anymore, and I didn't want them to take it personally. But now I know from experience we don't take it personally. No, we're not. It's okay. It's not that we didn't appreciate you sponsoring us that month, because we really did.
Oh, for sure.
But we know that people aren't made of money.
You can't just sponsor a blog indefinitely for the rest of its existence.
No.
And also, too, like, it's not insulting if, say you were sponsoring my blog and then you want to go sponsor Chantilly's blog the next month. Like, it's good to mix it up and spread it around.
And meet new people.
Blogs. Yeah.
For sure. So, don't feel like locked in that you have to do it forever and ever.
Yeah.
It's not, nobody's taking it personally. Do it if you can afford it and you want to. It's cool.
One more thing I think would be important to mention is when you are accepting sponsors, make sure it is things that you do like and want to support, because it is a reflection on your blog, what you choose to allow on there. Yeah.
It's okay to say no. I mean, obviously you need to be polite and appreciative of their desire to support you, but if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. I've declined sponsors before.
And I think people would appreciate it too if you know that they're not a good fit for your blog. They would probably appreciate to know. Like, I would appreciate to know. At first I might be like, fine. But once I thought about it, I would say, okay, yes, it is not a good fit. That was good of them to tell me that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So I think that's all we have to say about this extremely touchy topic. If you have anything you'd like to add to this conversation, we would love to hear it.
Oh,
no, because this is one that people get like really
Let's be nice.
Let's keep it tame.
Yeah.
We like adult conversation.
Have an open mind about everything.
Yeah. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. I think you should start like this.
That's not the number I wanted.
We did them all!
I can't believe it!